So watch this. In Indonesia, there is a term called sayang. Everybody say sayang. S-I-A-N-G, sayang. What does sayang mean? Sayang means when the sun begins to get hot. So if you ask a person in Indonesia, when does church start? They don't say 10 o'clock. They say church starts when it gets hot. Church starts when it gets hot. When is church over? Sore. Church is over when everybody gets what they need. Okay? So what I learned when I went to Africa, they are not starting church at 7 o'clock because the host is not worried about time. He understands that everybody doesn't have a vehicle like you have, and the road to get to the church is only 2 lanes, so everybody has to come in on the same artery. So the reason why they delay church is not because they are not time conscious. They understand church doesn't start until it's hot. And the reason why we got rich Americans who are still depressed and still rejected and insecure is because we got God on a watch. And if he don't act in the next 60 minutes, we gonna get on Instagram and go to sleep. But for those of y'all who gonna wait on the fullness of time, touch your neighbor, say, I'm gonna wait on God, I'm gonna wait on God, I'm gonna wait on God. Indonesians say church starts, listen, we're not starting church until everybody who needs to be in the room is in the room. And we're not ending church until everybody gets a breakthrough. We think that God does things on a clock like we expect things to be done on a clock. But God says, I don't know where you got that from, because to me a day is 1,000 years and 1,000 years is but a day. I don't keep time like you keep time. Time is too small for me. I don't do anything in time, but I do things on time because I am not able to fit in time. I can ride in your life on time. So what I'm trying to tell you today is that sometimes you got to wait on the Lord, because God is not going to give you a boot just because you turn 30. And just because you're going to have a high-risk pregnancy after 35, you asking God to do it right now. God says, I'm not doing it right now because your life ain't in order for me to give you what you want. I'm not giving you what you want in time, but I will give it to you in the fullness. God says, I'm going to start when everybody in your life needs to be there. Oh, God, help me, mighty Jesus. And I'm going to start when you get the folks out of your church that ain't supposed to be in your church, and get the people in your life, that's a metaphor, that are supposed to be there. I'm going to give it to you when the fullness of time comes. I'm going to give it to you when your jealous friends ain't going to hate on you and try to tear it down. I'm going to give it to you when you get that no good person you dating out of your life, you know that I told you to get rid of a long time ago. And so since you want to stay in your circumstance, you going to stay out of my blessing. Oh, look at your neighbor and say, you might as well cry, because he's going to smack you right upside your head. Because some of y'all trying to negotiate with God. Well, God, just let me just keep him for another 6 months and see how it's going to work out. God, let me just stay here for another 5 months to see how it's going to work out. God says, I ain't giving you nothing, because if I give you what you're asking for, you're going to share with somebody I don't want to have it. Slap 5 people, say, he talking to you. And I ain't scared of none of you. I came to break curses. I came to slay demons and devils. I came that you may have life and have it more abundantly. And it ain't going to happen a moment too soon.